so in love with you.
Welcome back to Real Estate Mindset. Today's video is gonna be absolutely bonkers. Now, the data is in, and home buyers right now are still in absolute sticker shock at the outrageous prices. Now, here's the good news, guys. Prices right now are declining in historical fashion. And today we're gonna look at Redfin's weekly housing market update. We're gonna jump into price decline throughout the nation. I'm gonna show you guys year-over-year price decline lists as far as the top 50 metro areas. Then I'm going to show you guys information on payments. We're going to look at some visualization of data. We're going to look at leading indicators. And towards the end of this video, I'm going to do a comparison from peak until right now, just to show you guys why price is so important and to show you guys how important patience is and why patience is a virtue exactly. Now, do me a favor, guys. Understand I am not your financial advisor, even if I want to be, even though my bio is as a realtor, loan officer, instructor, right? Instructor in all things real estate. My history predominantly is helping first-time home buyers with struggles. I've been doing that, you guys, for almost 2 decades. I'm renting myself, searching for my own primary residence, but don't hate me. I own real estate, so if you were just about to hate me, please don't, because listen to what I'm saying. And here's what I'm saying. Right now, we need to be extra cautious as buyers because the opportunity of our lifetimes is right around the corner. So right now, what's also needed, guys, is also, look at the data, understand the data, look at your local housing market, but do not get complacent. Stay ahead of unaffordability, continue to prepare and increase your purchasing power. And for all of those things, guys, do me a favor, like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, shoot me a comment, guys, share this message, help me grow the channel. But I'm going to jump right into right now, price. I'm going to start with price because we are so close to a national average of year-over-year price decline. So I really want to explain why that's so important. But take a look, guys. We're at about 351 right now. What we need to do is get under 350. Obviously, if we end the year with median sales price under 350,000, more than likely we're going to have a national average of year-over-year median sales price decline. So the black line, you guys, is 2022. The orange line is 2021. You guys can see how far we've actually declined through peak. But I did want to confirm with you guys, we are only $2,000 away from median sales price decline average across the nation, $2,000. Now, here's the thing. We only have 6 days left of the month or for the next Redfin report. So if the next report shows that median sales price is under 350,000, guess what, you guys? We have our average. And let me kind of explain to you guys why median sales price year-over-year decline is such a big deal. So I'm going to go back to 2022. So this is the 2022 median sales price. And really what I want to point out, guys, is right here. So in February of this year, median sales price on average was 345,000. The reason why year-over-year price decline is so big is because that means that those metro areas have to also lose all of this gain right here. Do y'all see that? So they lose all of this gain and then go down even further. And I also want to point out this, from February right here, you guys, to the peak, which was about June 19th on average, that's a 15.9% increase. So again, in order to be on the year-over-year price decline list, they have to lose, on average, 15.9% increase of equity. Because again, remember, we had double-digit equity growth at the start of this year. So they have to lose all of that and then continue to lose to get under where we started 2022. So in other words, you guys, to get on the metro list this year in 2022 is actually a super big deal because in 2022, we had double-digit equity growth. So absolutely no metro areas should be on this list. But the wild thing, guys, is going into 2023, we are going to have a surge of metro areas showing outrageous year-over-year price decline. But to put things in perspective, let's take a look at the top 50 metro areas to see if any of them are on this week's year-over-year price decline list. So home prices fell a year earlier in 17 or 34% of the 50 most populous US metro areas. And again, you guys remember, 34% of the top US metro areas on this list, which again, you guys remember, that means they lost all of the double-digit equity growth. And I'm going to show you guys and do a comparison on Austin just so I can show you how much Austin has really gone down this year. But let's take a look at who's on the list right now. Now, obviously, prices fell 9%. Again, you guys, that means they also lost all of the increase in equity. That's why this is such a big deal. 2022 is very revealing as long as you're looking at the right data. But San Francisco's on the list at 9% year over year, you guys. San Jose's on there at 6.5. Los Angeles just sped its way to this list. Unbelievable. Los Angeles at 6%. Detroit's on there. Pittsburgh, Sacramento, Oakland, obviously Austin, a lot of places in California, you guys, followed by New York, Seattle, another Anaheim, California, Phoenix, Chicago, Norwalk, Riverside, Boston, Washington, D.C. So you guys see this? This is absolutely shocking. These are several metro areas that are on the year-over-year price decline list. Now, again, you guys, it's going to really spiral out of control in 2023. And again, that's when I think that fear of missing out is going to head over onto the sellers, because the media, in my eyes, they're going to report on this. Because remember, the people that were hating on us, which, people that were talking about the crash, essentially warning you, remember, their holdup was, oh, year over year price is still going up. So they held on to that narrative a long time. Redfin, Zillow, CoreLogic, right? All of the Realtor.com, a whole bunch of these people held on to that this entire year of 2022. But the good news is going into 2023, that narrative is going to blow up in their faces. Now, just to put this in perspective, let's really take a look real quick at Austin, which is the #1 metro area with price crashes. And I just got back doing a video over there, guys. I absolutely fell in love with Austin because the land where I was, which was in the Georgetown area, it felt so freeing. So immediately I get back home, I asked my wife, hey, are you willing to move to Austin? She looked at me like I was crazy and I moved on to the next subject. But my point is, let's take a look at Austin now. Okay, guys, and I'm going to go back to the data center right here, which is obviously Redfin. Now I'm only going to select 2022 right here. I'm under median sales price. I'm going to drop down this right here and I'm going to type in Austin. Now remember, they don't have every metro area in here, but if they have yours, this is a great tool to pretty much figure out what's going on in your market. But what I want to point out, y'all, as far as Austin is, look at where Austin started out the year. So Austin started out the year at a median sales price, you guys, of $473,000. That skyrocketed up. Listen to me, 20.5%. Austin went up in 2022, at the beginning of the year, you guys, 20.5%, and then they lost it all. So they lost all of that, right? But it's important to know that they went up from the beginning of the year to about May 22nd to $570,000. Again, you guys, that represents an increase of 20.5%. But remember, Austin is on the year-over-year price decline list. So that means anyone that purchased in Austin, on average, right? On average, the average person that purchased in Austin lost all of their money, right? Because the median sales price is lower than what it was at the start of the year. And if you were right here when you purchased in Austin, that's bad. If you recently purchased in Austin, at least you're down significantly, right? Because the new sales price, median sales price, about 462. It was 570, so that's over $100,000 off on median sales price. So, and again, you guys, it's definitely not easy to make the year-over-year price decline list in 2022 because we had a massive run-up. Remember that massive run-up at the beginning of the year. But again, Austin lost all of the equity and then more, right? Pretty astonishing, guys. Now, remember, you guys, in order to sell your house, you also typically have to pay around 8% in fees and costs, right? 6% to realtors generally, and an extra 2% towards taxes and closing costs and things of that nature. So in other words, you guys, add 8%, right? All of those losses add another 8% to that. Do y'all see why it's so important to, let the prices come down first? And that's why I keep preaching to you guys, price is more important than interest rate and payment. And I'm going to show you guys at the end of this video exactly that. Now, before I do the week to current comparison, let's take a look at the leading indicators. Now, as you guys can see here, the mortgage rates have gone up to 6.42%. Now, the daily average was 6.55%. Now, again, you guys, what you guys see as far as averages, being in a increasing interest rate environment, especially this rule applies, but generally your rate's going to be 25 to 75 basis points higher than what you guys see as an average, unless we're in a declining market. If we're in a declining rate market, that may not hold true, but when we're in a plateauing or increasing interest rate environment, odds are you're going to get a rate a lot higher than what you see as an average on Fred economic data. Now, take a look at this. Mortgage applications, y'all, was up 4.6% from a month earlier, but they are still down 36% year over year. And probably the reason why applications had been increasing is essentially we went from interest rates in the sevens back down to the low sixes. But again, you guys, right now we're at the high sixes to mid sixes. So it flipped once again, as I thought it would. Now, here's the demand index, guys. Now, here's what I was concerned about. Demand is actually up 10% from a week earlier. Again, probably as a result of a year-end sales and things like that and the lowering of the interest rates. So we're going to really take a look at what did that do to inventory, right? And again, you guys, it is short-lived. Rates are going back up. Now, Google searches for homes for sale is down 38% year over year. Take a look at touring activity. Really hard to comprehend this number, you guys, but touring activity is down 69% from the start of the year. 69%. Unbelievable. Take a look down here, you guys. The new median sales price is $351,860. You guys know we need to be under 350. Look at how close we are, up just 0.7% year over year. This is the slowest growth rate since the start of the pandemic. So again, you guys, if you can, do me a favor, let me know below whether or not you think that in the next 6 days, we only have 6 days left, right? Are we going to hit year over year price decline as a national average in 2022? Look at how we are we're so close, but let me know what you think. I don't know if we're going to hit it anymore, you guys, because the rates went down. I think that if the rates wouldn't have gone down, for sure we would have hit it, right? So close, but we got 6 days left. I'm starting to lose faith, but we are so close. Who knows what's going to happen? Let me know what you think. So one of the reasons why we're having such a historic drop in prices is unaffordability, the government doing quantitative tightening, demand destruction, and things like that, as evident in the home buying mortgage payments. Now, home buying mortgage payments, you guys, is up year over year, 36.7%. But I want to show you that it did go down as a result of the lowering interest rates. But week over week, it actually started going back up. You can see week over week, we are headed back up. Now, I believe we're going to go back up again and then maybe fall and then go back up again because the Federal Reserve really, in my opinion, loves giving us whiplash. Now, here's what we've been watching as far as an immediate impact with declining rates, right? So, week over week, guys, we had another decrease in listings that had price drops. We are now at 4.8%. We did not want to see this go down. I was afraid that this would go down like this as a result of the interest rates. It is what it is. I will show you what it did to inventory, but I do want to point out, guys, historically, 4.8% drop is huge, right? Huge. Normally we have about 2% drop this time of year. So we are more than double, historically over the last 2 years, we're more than double the listings with price cuts. So it's still good, but obviously as home buyers on the sideline, we want to see that set of data start shooting up. Let's look at the next chart. Now, demand has been very, very, very important. So I really wanted to show you guys that it has been trending up. Do you guys see this right here? This little pocket right here. It has been trending up ever since the decrease in interest rates. So I really want to just point out and make sure that you guys understand the correlation with interest rates and the housing market, right? If interest rates go up, sales and demand goes down. If interest rates go down, sales and demand usually go up. And I think that's what we're seeing here because demand went back up. That's not good. We don't want that. It's still under 2020 and 2021 levels, but look at this, you guys, right here. It's barely under 2020 levels. So we definitely want to see this continue to start going down as we go into 2023. Now, one of the most important things to look at, you guys, is months of supply available on the market. Now, you can see ever since the rates went down, this has been going down. Okay, so again, week over week, it did go down, fairly sharply to 3.3 months of inventory on the market, available on the market. But I also want to reassure you guys that we are way higher than we were in 2021 and in 2022. I suspect this will start going up again as we go into 2023 as a result of unaffordability, continued quantitative tightening, inflation, and just, the struggle for everyday Americans. I suspect this will continue to go back up just as soon as we get into the new year. Okay, guys, so now let's go into one of my favorite things to do on the Redfin weekly housing market updates is let's do our peak versus current comparison. Again, I want to continue to show you guys why price is more important than interest rate. And I also want to show you guys why waiting has been so important, just to show you, what does it look like, so far for us waiting, right? And again, remember this, we're looking at a national average. Obviously, local markets vary. Like, for example, I'm in Texas, right? I have all of the signs of the housing market crash, but in other areas, it's hard to see that. So that's why I'm sticking with also a nationwide outlook, because more than likely, you guys, this is going to spread to your metro area. But let's take a look at peak versus current comparison. All right, guys. So now in order to do that, as usual, we're going to see where we're at with median sales price at the peak, which was June 19th. You guys may start, remembering all of this, but we were at about $391,000. Right now, we're at about, as we will look through in the article, $351,860. Obviously, this chart rounds up, but those are our two numbers. So again, 391 and 351,860. Now let's look at the rates. In order to do that, guys, I go to the 30-year fixed rate mortgage average in the United States according to Fred economic data. Now, currently we are sitting at 6.42. So we're going to use a 6.42 with the 351,000 median sales price. Now at the peak, we were at 5.78. So we're going to use 5.78 with 391. Now let me pull up a mortgage calculator. All right, guys, now I simply went to Google and I typed in mortgage calculator and this came up. Again, you guys may know this already because we've been doing this so often, but let's put $391,000 in there. And I know that wouldn't be the loan amount because there's a down payment, but for the ease of the video, I'm going to do that, so in the peak, 391,000, average interest rate of 5.78, monthly payment estimate $2,289. Let's look at the lower median sales price of 351 now, 860, and then let's change the interest rate up to 6.42. So right now, on average, your mortgage payment should be around $2,206. So I really want to emphasize y'all by just pulling up a calculator how much you would be saving. So let's take $2,289, which is the average mortgage payment at peak, minus the current average mortgage payment based on my calculations. That means you're saving $83 a month. Let's look at the yearly times 12. That means you're saving almost $1,000 a year. Most people live in their house for 7 years. So let's just do the 7-year breakdown times 7. So in 7 years, you're going to save roughly an extra $7,000 on your mortgage payment. But let's also add the $39,140 that you would be saving on median sales price, which means if you waited in 7 years, you will have saved $46,112. And y'all, that's why I'm trying to explain to you, price is much more important than rate and payment. And usually it's an old used car salesman trick when people sell you on payment and not price. Remember that. Now, in conclusion, you guys, I want you to also remember this. Not only do we have all of those things that I just showed you, right now we have a lot more options and a lot more inventory than we did at the start of this year and at the end of 2021. So we can now potentially find a home that we love, whereas before we couldn't do that. Plus, right now, you guys, we don't have these overwhelming bidding wars. And on top of that, we have ridiculous buying incentives. So there are so many things that we have now on our side as home buyers that we did not have at the end of the year. So all in all, you guys, congratulations on waiting and staying empowered and making a decision to hold off and wait for the housing market to reset, because doing that is showing that it is a good decision. But remember this as well, you guys, it doesn't matter if you're not prepared. So stay prepared, continue to increase your purchasing power and your strength, because remember what luck is, it's opportunity plus preparation. Now, other than that, guys, I really hope you guys found some value, insights, and perspective from today's video. And if you're out there investing in real estate, I wish you luck and I hope you win.